welcome back to our channel. My name is Shay. I am a full-time reseller on Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari.
I am Tyler, part-time seller on eBay, Mercari, Poshmark.
And today is the beginning of June, so we are back with another reseller recap.
I mean, we do enough of these that we should get good at them at some point, right? Like, maybe?
I don't think so. We are going to go over a few different things. So in this reseller recap, we're going to be talking about our goals and if we met them or not. We're going to be talking about bolos, which you need to stay for because we will never top this ever. Number 3, we're going to be talking about eBay return scandal. We're going to be talking about the liquidation scam that kind of went around Instagram. And then we're going to be talking about eBay's fees and what has changed with them. So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure you stay till the end of the video. But before we get into it, you do have a t-shirt.
I do have a shirt. It's Thank God for Punk Rock. And I kind of like it.
Yeah, it looks great. It fits so nicely on you.
Oh, wow. Just wow.
I didn't know you were a muscle man. That's all. I just didn't know. But if you like these t-shirts and you want us to keep doing them, let us know that in the comments because I have gotten a little bit lazy sourcing them and I want to make sure they're things that you enjoy.
It's a little bit more than a little. It's a lot lazy.
Yeah. So
lazy.
Make sure you let us know that in the comments below, but let's get right into it. So for the goals.
All right. So your goal is $75,000 for the end of the year.
Yeah.
So that works out to be $6,355 per month, $205 per day. You did fall a little bit short, so... Yeah,
I did not hit goal, and in fact, I went down from last month. We're keeping it real on this channel, not happy about it, but...
To be fair, it's down by about $100. So eBay finished up from last month at $2,068.85. Poshmark really kind of let you down, and by let you down, I mean still the best performing platform, $2,885. And then Mercari rounded it out with a strong finish at $210.
They almost doubled. So, I mean, we can't even be mad. So there are some things that we will go into later on in this video, especially about why we think eBay didn't perform as well as we hoped. It did go up, and we have an explanation for that too. But it probably would have gone up more if our return scandal didn't happen. So wait till that to find that out. As for Poshmark, I think it's a learning curve, learning this new algorithm and figuring out the best ways to combat it. We're working on it. We're still trying, but I think it'll be a little bit of a learning curve. So I'm giving myself grace on that.
So bottom line numbers, you finished at $5,163.85 for the month, which is about $172 per day. So not quite where you want to be, but it's still a respectable number. If you stayed on this pace, you're going to fall short of your goal, but you'll be
ahead of last year.
Ahead of last year by a good bit. You'll be at around 60,000+ for the year.
So we will just keep going and pushing forward, hoping that each month we adjust and get better. But yeah, just stay tuned. Not every month is going to be a killer month.
Our other goal is related to you all, wonderful people. We want to make a concerted effort to improve the channel and do things that you all want to see. So we've been working towards upping our Thrift With Us game a little bit. We've been trying to do 2 to 3 per month to try to improve those and make it a more engaging experience. So we did hit that goal. So we did 2. We just snuck in there.
we got in there. As for making them more engaging, we did release a new series that we're going to be doing called Darting to the Thrift. I think it is going to be really fun for us to do. And it seems like from the comments that you guys really enjoy them. If we're wrong, let us know, because like
or don't just sugarcoat it because we really enjoyed that video. Please just let us down easy.
Yeah, but we did accomplish that, so I'm really proud of that. I am hoping for June that we get 3 done. We do have a vacation coming up in June, also my birthday, but we also have something kind of exciting, and I'm going to keep it a little bit of a secret in case it doesn't happen. That's also happening in that week, so yeah, I don't know.
There's a lot going on in June. It's her birthday, and then our anniversary comes the month after, at the start of the month, so it's going to be a lot.
So we'll see, but fingers crossed that we get it done. So we'll see how this goes. I'm excited though. YouTube has been doing great, and you guys have been the best community we could ask for. Okay, so before we get into the bolos, which you do not want to miss, we do need to give a big shout out. So we have gotten our 2nd channel member. I am so excited for that. And I want to let you guys know that we have decided once we hit 10 channel members, we are going to be opening a members only Facebook group for you guys. We have a great community on our lives, and I think it's going to be even better if you have a platform you can talk every day and not just Tuesdays. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. So we are working towards that, but we are at number 2, and I'm so excited for her. So
oh yeah,
this channel is Nick Pick Thrift. And you actually loved her trailer.
Oh, the trailer was on point. I mean, tell us how you got that background with the neon light. It was just so much nicer looking than ours with the gray wall. We're going to have to work on that because we're going to have to up our game.
Yeah, clearly. She is a full-time reseller and she gives some great tips. I just learned from her that you can apparently use a velvet roller?
It was a Velcro hair roller?
A Velcro hair roller instead of the actual electronic pilling thing. So I'm super excited about that. I didn't know that was a thing. So she has great tips. Make sure that you go over there and check her out. As always, we're going to link one of her videos up there. But thank you so much. That $1 a month, it might seem like no big deal to anybody, but to us, it is the world, and we are more excited than we can explain.
All we can talk about anytime it happens, and we honestly didn't expect it to happen once, let alone more than once.
Yes, so thank you so much. Let's get into those bolos.
Next is the sourcing highlights, and
they
are highlight. This is all-time highlight worthy.
Yes, so we're gonna start small, okay? We're gonna start small. So here you go. Start small.
So this is a nice full 3-piece pinstripe suit. Now it is Brooks Brothers. Not overly exciting on that. What is exciting is that it is Loro Piano fabric, which increases the value
a lot.
By quite a bit.
Here's the little vesty thing.
And you've been doing very well with blazers and suits
recently.
So.
Been doing quite well. But that's not why this is exciting.
No, so this is kind of going to be hard to part with, if we can part with it at all, because it's been a goal and dream of mine for a long time to have a nice, thick, heavy 3-piece suit. While this doesn't quite fit, I'm going to have to get back to the gym and start exercising a lot of it, to make it fit. It is within the realm of possibility that I might just keep this.
Yeah, so I actually looked for something like this for him a few Christmases back and found out that you basically need a custom-made one, and they're also crazy expensive. So I wasn't able to do that for his Christmas gift. So this is kind of cool to really just find at a thrift store. It was also on the half-off tag. All things aligned.
Like the half off.
Yeah, but it wasn't the biggest bolo by a long stretch. So
this is the best thing that you have ever found.
And will ever find. Let's just be clear.
You've accepted the reality.
Yeah, so let's just careful. So this, if you can see it, is a scarf with a bunch of dogs on it.
Yeah, one of them is terrifying and follows you around. The one in the middle.
Yeah.
The giant eyes.
Just dogs, just lots of dogs. But if you can show the corner here, it says Hermes Paris. So I don't ever look in the scarves, literally at all, ever. This was a fluke. There's a whole story that's going to go along with it, but we are going to do a longer video kind of documenting the process with this. But needless to say, this is Hermes. We did get it authenticated, which I can show you up here in the corner. We did do that. It is real, but it's more than just real. It is apparently super rare. We haven't done all the full research. We need to still get this appraised to find out what it is actually worth. But we do know that the artist attached to it is rare. We know the colorway is rare. So stay tuned. We're going to do a whole video documenting our process, figuring this out and trying to sell it and all of that stuff. So just make sure you have notifications on for our channel because that is going to be coming soon. We are working on it now. It's so exciting. It's the most exciting thing that's ever happened.
Oh, it's by far and away the coolest find. I thought I had it with the Chanel jacket. You killed it. You killed me.
So stay tuned. It's amazing.
Moving on to our own personal trial with eBay. This has been a huge nightmare. It's just such a problem.
Yeah.
eBay. Fix things because we're at the end of our rope.
Yeah, so if you watched one of our most recent What Sold videos, I will link it up here. We did take bad offers. So we had read about this on Instagram of somebody, I think it was El Ducho Thrift, talking about how important that was. And we were implementing that. And we still are to this day. However, I think that whole experience kind of pushed us into a category of maybe buyers that were purchasing without really expecting that we were going to accept their offer, or maybe just buyers that were purchasing to rent the item. I'm not sure what happened here. However, within the course of 2 weeks, we got approximately 9 returns.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure if it might actually be a higher number. That's the low end estimate because they're all now gone from my thing. I didn't really want to go through and scroll through everything. But it's approximately 9 returns. It's been crazy, and they've all been returns that were just completely not our fault. So I want to share with you a few of the reasons.
So the Google Nest, which was new in packaging, is the worst one. In my mind, it was literally new from the store.
Yep.
You bought that as a gift for your father,
I did.
and it turns out he already had a replacement, or it just didn't work out. So you listed it and sold it, and the guy couldn't get it to turn on.
Yeah.
And
he had 8 others in the place that he was putting this in, and he wasn't able to get it to work. I did try to troubleshoot with him as well as with eBay customer service, and he just couldn't get it to work. So he returned it to me, no longer new in packaging, and also without the wall mount screws.
Yeah, so he took the screws, which not a big deal, but it's still kind of like, come on.
Yeah, so we actually got it back, and it turns on and works just fine.
It works fine.
Yeah, so I haven't relisted it yet because it's no longer new in packaging. It does devalue the item. I messed up with the way I did it. I gave him a full refund because I thought that's what I was supposed to do after talking to eBay
told you
customer
to do
service.
that, and shame on us for listening to eBay.
Yeah, I guess I got wrong information, and I was told after that there's no recourse, so I don't know. But regardless, that was annoying. And then another one that came back was a pair of Judy blue jeans that were described as skinny fit in the title, which we can show you the return and it shows it there. The person stated that they didn't know they were skinny fit and that their daughter does not wear skinny fit.
And almost all of these have measurements on them, and they're not returned for fit. I want to make that clear. A lot of them were, I just didn't like it, or it doesn't work for me. And
some were fit, but some of them said, thought it would fit me based on measurements, but it didn't. So I don't know. There was one man's Everlane pants that are men's pants. So they come by default with measurements.
Yeah, they're very simple to read.
Yeah, and that didn't fit. So after almost a month, it was 28 days.
I'm calling garbage on that, because what man does not know their pant size? Because it's waist by length. Like it's not rocket science. It's really not.
Yeah, I don't know. So anyways, needless to say, we have officially turned off returns for now. We did some kind of recon with you guys and asking how many of you accept it versus how many don't. I was shocked at how many of you don't. I did ask specifically clothing sellers just to make sure, because I know clothing does get returned the most. We will let you know how that goes. I know that there is thoughts in the community that it can lead to higher INADs. However, we will see. We will see how that goes. So
no, you did get to reject a return.
I did get to reject a return. Somebody tried to return an item from about 3 months ago, stating that it was missing a button. However, this item had actually previously been sold and returned for fit, and that was never mentioned. I also personally tried it on, so I know that the button wasn't missing. So because it was past the 30-day return policy, I rejected it. Could that have sent me into a tailwind of problems because it was the day before the 9 returns started coming in? Maybe karma doesn't like me. I don't know. Okay, so on to the Instagram liquidation scandal. So an Instagrammer by the name of Once Thrifted Twice Buy was dealing with a liquidation pallet company on Instagram, and essentially what happened was they agreed to a price of $650 for a perfume pallet. And that seemed fine. They were all working out. She got tracking information, and then she got a phone call from a company stating that she needed to purchase insurance for $650 for a pallet that was being sent to her, which seemed really strange because I don't think you normally do that. The person who's sending does the insurance, not the person who's receiving. So she reached out. She told them, I don't think that's something I should be doing. And after some back and forth, they kind of wouldn't send it to her without it. So she asked for a full refund. She wasn't able to get the refund. She also purchased this through Zelle, which if you don't know, Zelle is not the greatest company to purchase things from people you don't know. There isn't a lot of protection there. And so she's still dealing with the issues. But I wanted to bring this up because there is a lot of fake pallet companies on Instagram. I know El Ducho Thrift had a bunch of issues where they were stealing her photos and they were claiming that they were pallet companies, but they were stealing stuff from her where she was unloading pallets that she purchases. So that I've actually been followed by a few of those and been reached out to. I immediately block them. But this person that had this happen to them is very tech savvy, knew what to look for, knew all the signs, and it still got by. So I think we all need to be really aware of this. Liquidation is something that we are all kind of looking for because thrift store prices are rising, gas prices are rising. Everyone's kind of looking for a way to continue to get inventory without raising costs too much. So if it seems too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah.
And be really wary of people on Instagram. Use your friends. Make sure that you've got valid people vouching for these companies. Don't use reviews online because those can be bought and paid for. And just make sure that anything you use to pay for it is something that is fully refundable because it's bad out there. It's scary.
I mean, it's back to the basics. We've said this on the channel a lot, is buyer beware. No one's going to look out for you better than you are. So if you can prevent spending the money in the first place and find a better company to start with, it's going to pay for itself in the long run. Even if you're paying a little bit more money, you're saving yourself nothing but headaches.
Yeah. Now, we personally have not used liquidation in that way. We haven't done pallets. We have done things like ThreadUp and things like that, but we don't have a lot of experience with pallets just because, frankly, I don't have the space. But if we do that down the road, we will do our best to give you information that we can. I know revealing sources is not something that people do, and I'm sure it's for good reason, so I can't promise we will do that. But we will try to do our best to tell you anything that we learn in the process of trying to figure it out. But yeah, that is what happened. Please be aware of it. If you know of any other scams like that is going on, do leave that in the comments below. I hope our community can help each other avoid getting scammed because nobody wants that.
All right, on to the last thing, eBay updates. So much fun.
So as everyone knows, with eBay, and when an update happens, your sales tank. And that happened. And yes, eBay updated. Now, there were a bunch of updates. There were some things with automated listing, like refilling your inventory, stuff like that doesn't apply to us. But what did apply to me is not a good update. So if you didn't see, eBay increased their fees for promoted listings. So what this means is instead of your fees for promoted listing being based on the sale price of the item, it is now based on the sale price plus taxes plus shipping. So how do you feel about that?
That's a huge difference. I mean, I get why eBay's doing it. It's more money in their pocket, but it does kind of really suck.
Yeah. Now, I think partly they're doing this because I don't even know how long now, but since the pandemic, they have been not charging people with stores, at least, the insertion fee. I don't know if that's going to be a forever thing, but there's been like a lot of listings that most of us have not surpassed. So I think that they are trying to recoup that money by just kind of tacking it on in another place without us noticing. We all noticed. It still ends up working out to be worth it in the end, I think, but it is something to absolutely consider when you're pricing your items and when you're accepting offers. Just kind of take into account that that fee is higher than you think it is if you're doing promoted listings. And I do promoted listings for all of my items, so I am definitely more aware of that now. But yeah, it's kind of a bummer. Sales are down and then they're adding fees. So thanks, eBay, for nothing. But that is everything we have for this week, that is everything we have for this reseller recap. I hope that this stuff was interesting to you, and I hope that you guys stay tuned for the Hermes saga because it's going to be epic, and I'm so excited.
Be a wonderful experience. I'm sure there's going to be so many pitfalls along the way, and it's going to be a process.
It's going to be fun though. So make sure that you stay tuned for that, and thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back really soon with a new video.